It already has been over a month since the last Sparking Zero trailer, and I can't stop imagining the possibilities for this game. There are so many things that I specifically hope that are inside of this game when it finally comes out. So here are just a few things that I would like to see. One of my friends, Pharaohs, also did something similar on his channel as well, so make sure to check out that video too, after this one of course. Story mode revamp. Not to say that the story mode for Budokai Tenkaichi series is not good, because it does a great job of covering almost every major arc, including movies. However, I would like to see the story mode be more fleshed out compared to its previous entries. Kakarot is the main game at fault for making me want this, due to CyberConnect making insane cutscenes during fights. I'm not saying that we need insane QTEs at every moment, but we need to have some type of upgrade to the story mode cutscenes to make it unique instead of just a battle that I can pull off in a versus mode. I don't want to have moments like Goku's first transformation to Ultra Instinct be reused from whatever his animation might be when you transform in-game. We need fully cinematic cutscenes. Like if Vegeta's using his final explosion, I don't want to see them using his ultimate attack for that moment in the story mode. I would much rather them reanimate that scene to make it feel more special. This also leads me into, what are the contents in the story mode? I think the story mode from this game needs to be the entirety of the series. This game seems to be a celebration of Dragon Ball, which means we should have everything from OG Dragon Ball's Kid Goku versus Demon King Piccolo to fights like UI Goku versus Jiren. We also need to have all the movie fights from Budokai Tenkaichi 3, including both the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie and the superhero movie as well. GT also needs to be in the story mode as well, so we can see some sick moments like the Super Saiyan 4 transformation and the Universal Spirit Bomb. What if fights would also be cool to have too, since Raging Blast 1 did a great job bringing us some fun fights like Vegito versus Gogeta or the Goku family versus Vegeta family. Now for a very important topic, DLC. This game is already going to have a massive roster with over 100 characters and forms to play in the base game, so I'm almost positive that we are going to be getting DLC in the mix too. So here are some ideas that I've had for some cool DLC characters. The first DLC character pack could be the Dragon Ball Daima pack. We don't know when Sparking Zero is officially going to be released, but let's just assume it's around the same time that Daima is released, and the characters are not able to make it into the game in time for release. This will definitely mean that they'll be coming into the game as DLC. Of course, we'll have Daima Goku, which will hopefully be unique enough from Kid Goku in Dragon Ball. We do not have a ton of details on Daima, but I can imagine that some villains will also be playable DLC as well. Supreme Kai might also be a DLC character as well, as it seems like he'll be Goku's partner throughout the journey. It would also be cool if we could get some type of story arc as DLC following the storyline of Daima. The next pack will be the first Super Dragon Ball Heroes pack, and it will only focus on Super Saiyan 4 characters. We can get characters like Super Saiyan 4 Gohan and Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, who have both made appearances in the Dragon Ball Heroes series along with Dokkan Battle as well. It would be cool to give these two characters another form variation as well, so that Gohan and Bardock fans have more options to choose from. We for sure need the two fusions to get some love in the DLC packs too. So we can get a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito and Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Gogeta. And both of these characters will have access to their Limit Breaker forms. These two characters will definitely be the highlight of the DLC, as they're extremely hype and very cool as well. We should end this pack off with a villain, and of course it would be Super Saiyan 4 Broly, who also will be able to go into Limit Breaker as well. I think this DLC will probably sell the best too, as it contains many hype characters transformed into one of the best forms in Dragon Ball. Another Super Dragon Ball Heroes pack we could have could be focused on the Prisoner Planet arc. This arc was the first major one in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes anime, which is why I think it'll be a good one, as many people possibly have seen this arc. Villains like Cumber and Fu would have to be in this DLC, as they are the main villains of the entire arc, and I think they would be pretty cool to have in the game. We could also see some type of alternate version of Trunks, as he plays an important role as well. Berserk Goku would also be a cool variation as well, but I can see him being swapped with different characters to have some more variety. Finally, a really cool character that they can have is Golden Cooler, who would be sick to have as another form for Frieza's brother. This DLC pack could also come with another little story arc following the mini anime arc. Finally, I think a small DLC pack with some characters from other Dragon Ball games would be cool, like Shallot from Dragon Ball Legends and Android 21 from Dragon Ball FighterZ. One important aspect that this game for sure needs to have is crossplay. We are living in a time where crossplay is usually the norm for fighting games, and recently one of the other Dragon Ball games, Dragon Ball The Breakers, finally broke the anime curse and added crossplay with every console and PC. I think bringing this to Sparking Zero would be huge, as it will allow the player base to be extremely healthy for every version of the game. Since this game is current gen console and PC only, the game won't be held back from having the best possible graphics with the best possible frame rate on each platform, which should make things much easier for implementing crossplay. What if fusions? Something really cool they can add are the what if fusions. They were a staple in the original Budokai series, but never made an appearance in the Tenkaichi series. We can see many different, cool, and unique fusions from the Budokai games, like Tien and Yamcha's fusion, and the Super Buu transformations as well. We could even see some new ones as well from one of the most underrated Dragon Ball games of all time, Dragon Ball Fusions. That game also brought many different cool fusions, like Karoli, who is the fusion between Goku and Broly, and Kuhan, who is a fusion between Goku and Gohan. What Ifs will just spice this game up even more and give players more options when it comes to fusing with their favorite characters. One last thing that is not necessary, but I think should definitely be in the game is remixed anime music. Music plays an important role in Dragon Ball as it builds up to key moments or highlights in insane fights. Look at Gohan's transformation when he goes Super Saiyan in the Japanese version of the anime. The music really hypes up that moment and gets you ready for what's about to go down. I think that Sparking Zero needs anime music remixes in the game. Kakarot made new versions of classic Dragon Ball songs that would play throughout the game and would really hype up the fights and key moments. I think for the story mode, we definitely need to have these songs just to make these moments feel like real Dragon Ball, instead of just using regular in-game music. That is not to say that I would not like to have new regular music in the game, because most Dragon Ball games do really good with original songs, but it would be awesome to have some of our classic favorites remade to fit scenes in Sparking Zero. There are many more things that I could list, but then we could be here all day. As we see more for this game, the hype will continue to build up, and I believe this has the potential to be the greatest Dragon Ball game of all time. Just make sure the netcode is not bad as another Dragon Ball game. Thank you for watching. Leave me a comment down below of the things that you would like to see in the game as well. Make sure to subscribe so that when Sparking Zero does drop, you get to see the game in action. See you guys later.